Yes, I'm going to start to explain this video from the section 20.5. In the last video, I did the task 20U with the salary CSV file or the Excel file in our case, and we sort the data into ascending order of surname, and we use another criteria we was for name in ascending order. So I'm going to go now to this section. We have been working in class already with this because we have been already giving format to some of the spreadsheets or the models that we have been working. So it is worth it to read this paragraph about the present data, and then the 20.5.1 enhanced data is talking about how to change the font and use bold, italics, and underline, how to color the cells. We have been doing this, but we're going to do it again. And how to use the font color, fill color, and very, very important, this section, format cells. All right, this is very important section because in here, except in here, you can basically format every single section of the selecting cells. So again, when you click on that, I'm going to show you later on in Excel. When you click on that icon, you get to this panel where you have the options to format the number, alignment, font, borders, field. So you have several options to do it. Okay. Also, you have normally you have some of these options on the ribbon, which is the menu on the top of the spreadsheet. But in here, you've got all the options and not the most common ones. For example, when you do the alignment, you can align the content of the spreadsheet with the options in the ribbon, but the orientation, to change the orientation of the text, you only have in here. Hopefully, and the grouping, this is also very important, I'll show you later. So I'm going to start with 20.5.2 format cells, and I'm going to move to my Windows virtual machine, and I'm going to try to do this activity with a little bit, maybe a little bit more, okay? So I'm going to Windows, and the activity for the task 20V, they create a spreadsheet model that looks like this. Place a formula in C2 and multiplies the contents of cells A2 by the contents of B2, and format cell A2 as an integer. Okay? So you've got on the next pages, you've got the explanation of how to do it. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to increase the size just in case you have a very small window. And in here, I'm going to put first and then tab second. You can see my keys here, and then tab and then product. Then I place 1.2, and remember, if it's aligned to the right, it's because it's detected as a number. In my case, I'm using the point as a decimal symbol. If I put 1,2, it thinks it's text, and if I try to do a mathematical operation with text, I will have an error. But maybe some of your software is using the comma as a symbol, as a decimal symbol. So be careful with that. 1.2 again. The second number is number 5. And at the end here, I have to do the product. So equal, I select A2 times asterisk B2 and press enter. And then I've got this. Okay, guys? Okay, so this is actually, this looks like quite a lot as the exercise. So in my opinion, it's not very well explained because, okay, I'm going to do a few things just to let you know. First of all, I can select these cells, and I can, remember, I can align the content horizontally and vertically with this. Okay, I can use the bold, italics, and underline. I can use the color, the background color, to put something slightly different if I need it. For example, this color. I can use the font color in here. That will be for the text. Okay. And I can use also the borders here. And even I can do alignment, remember, I have font this section, alignment in this section, number in this section. So I've got different sections separated by these lines here that I can use. And these are the most common one. Okay. So, but also, if I click in any of these sections, any of them, in here, it will take me to the panel with the font selected, format cell and font. If I click in here, it will take me to the same panel, format cells, but instead of font, alignment selected. Okay, but I can change from here to any of them. That's important to know. Okay, and the same with number. Number, I've got alignment, font, border, and fill here. Protection, you don't need it at the moment. Okay, all of this, right? So you can use any of the options. Normally, with the options here, it is enough. I believe you know all of this already. So I'm going to put this in bold, in the center, and with a background. At the moment, only this one. So instead of doing with these options, I'm going to go to here. So I'm going to use font. I'm going to use bold. And I'm not sure if I can select italic at the same time. That's an issue. I can select bold, but if I want in italic too, I can click on here. I have two options. All right. I'm not sure. I never done it with here in font, but anyway. And then I'm going to go to the alignment, and horizontally I'm going to say in the center, and vertically I'm going to say in the center too. And then if I want to, I can rotate this a little bit just to show you how this works. Okay, I'm clicking OK, and this. Okay, give it a little bit more time. I don't like it, but at least you know it can be done. Okay, I'm going to leave it with 0 degrees because I like most. Okay, the merge cells, you know what it means. It will merge cells. Shrink to fit and grab text, that's important section. So the moment, let's say for example, I've got text here and I put Antonio Fajardo Navarro. As you can see, that doesn't fit on the cell. I can double click and there you go, I can fit it. But let's say I don't want to make the column bigger. Okay, I just want the text to be in that column. So I can go to alignment, I can say wrap text, and then it is the same width that the necessary space. Okay, I'm going to undo that and I'm going to show you the other option. In type of wrap text, shrink to fit. That means the text will shrink until it fits on the column. I mean, it's quite obvious what it does. If I make this bigger, if I make it smaller, it is smaller. Okay, hopefully you understand what this means. I mean, in some situations you have a lot of text in one column and you don't want the column to be mega long. So maybe you need to use wrap text or a string to fit to make sure this is have a proper layout. Okay, I'm going to remove this column and I'm going to carry on working here because I'm going to do the same here. Sorry, I'm going to go to the font, I'm going to go to fill really, and I'm going to select one, and that's it. Okay, and I'm going to do the same with this one. In here, I'm going to do the alignment, I'm going to be in the center, and I'm going to use any of this, and in all selected, I'm going to use the border. Okay, so I'm going to go to the border, and I'm going to select this type for top, bottom, and both sides. And for the inside, I'm going to select this dot, and I'm going to put it in the middle and here. So you can see it's slightly different, okay? And color inside is going to be orange. If I can. It's not orange, I believe. Automatic, orange, and I have to take it. I have to select it and do it now. Not this ones. And this one. So now it's orange. I can have these two. I don't think they look good, but at least you know the possibility is there. Okay? Hopefully you are following me. I mean, this is not looks like that they want on the PDF, but I'm explaining the different format options. I'm going to Control Z to undo this, and I'm going to go again to the border, select this one, select another color, and take the one in the middle, and I'm going to put them in green and click on OK. As you can see, this process is slightly slower because I have to go to the menus and then select and everything. But if you want something very specific, that's the way to go. Okay. The product, in this case, okay, this is first, this is second, and this is a product. The product can be, we don't know what this represents. We don't know if it's a quantity, we don't know if it's a currency, or if it's something different. So depending what it is, you want to give it some format. For example, I can say it's currency. So in here, as you can see, I've got several options. It can be currency, accounting. I don't know the difference between these two in reality, apart from how it looks like. So I have some predefined options. Okay, currency in my case is with the pound symbol, and I believe in most of your situation with the euro symbol, and that's important because if I want currency and with the pound, that's perfect. But let's say I want currency, but I don't want the pound symbol. I want the euro symbol. Then these options, they are not good enough. So I need to go now to here, and I can select the different type of format. But then in currency, I need to go to the symbol and select the one I need, which in this case is the euro. So I need to find the euro. I can say here, it doesn't matter which one, okay, I believe. Let me say if I have euro, general, okay, with the symbol in the front, with the symbol in the back. I don't know if I have the Spanish euro, but anyway, Spanish. There's no difference at all. And I can select the number of decimal places. Normally, we work with 2 decimal places, okay? And that's it. I've got the euro, in this case, in the back. Somehow, sometimes, maybe, I'm going to put the euro in the front. It's a general one. And now it's on the other side. So you can choose. But let's say it's general, nothing. And in here, also, I can increase decimal places if I want to, or decrease decimal places if I want to. Okay. In the exercise, it says that I need it with, I have to make sure there's an integer. An integer is without decimal places. So in here appears without decimal places. But let's say, for example, that I have a couple of decimal places because then 5, and make, not like that. 5, I'm going to, wait a second, someone is knocking the door. Sorry about that. But let's say, for example, that this is without decimal places. I want to make sure it's an integer. Okay, so obviously I can reduce this here, but I can also use the int function. And inside in the int function, I put the formula. So it doesn't matter if the result of this product is going to be with decimal places, because I put this inside the int function and the is for an integer. When I press enter, it's always going to be, whatever this product is going to be an integer. Hopefully this is clear for you guys and you understood my explanation. I think I explained, apart from the task 20V, I explained a lot about formatting. So you have a clear picture of how to format a spreadsheet. This is very simple, but also give you a lot of marks on an exam.